Going live on YouTube. All right. We're live. We are live.
We're doing it.
Live.
Here we go. Put my pee away because we're live.
Yeah, put your pee away, mate.
All right. We are back. We're live. This is episode number 62 of The Wild Times. It's the greatest show in the world. If you've never seen it before, you're an idiot, and that is your fault. Go back. There are 61 other phenomenal episodes to watch, along with shorts, video clips, and all kinds of nonsense. I am your host, Forrest Galante, the Broologist. Joining me tonight, the most wonderful, the most lovely, the most blurry on my computer end, and I'm hoping not in the live feed, Retep, the Brofessor. How are you, Retep?
I'm good. You forgot handsome.
I said lovely.
Smart. It's different.
You are very smart. In fact, I'm gonna do a audible love letter to you when you're done telling us how you're doing.
I've got a real good idea. Oh, here he is. He's in the dungeon.
It's all right. Just go with the flow. Just keep going.
I was just about to say, let's play a game where I give out one digit of Pat's personal cell phone number every 5 minutes until he arrives.
I like that game. I like that game a lot. All right. Yeah. So Retep is joining us. The timing is exquisite. Papa P, the other third of our tripod, Mr. Producer himself. He's here tonight. He's a little bit late. No fault of his. It's technical difficulties. Patrick, how you doing?
Good. It's there's a record heat wave coming through LA. It's going to be 105 at my house tomorrow. That's nice. My central air conditioning pooped Thursday. It is broken. So weltering house.
Miserable.
Just covered in moisture. It's as if I've been swimming all day in water. It's sweat. I smell great.
I just want to point out that you're in a nice white, light-colored room, which will help keep it much cooler. You know, you've picked a nice earth tone for that region.
Yeah, it's a real problem. How you doing, Forrest?
I'm good, man. I flew yesterday. I flew from Seattle, temperature 54 degrees. Directly to Phoenix, temperature 109 degrees, 2-hour flight. And it blew my mind, because you're talking about the heat wave, that I could get on a plane for 2 hours, be in the same country, be only 3 states away, and it went from 54 to 109.
Oh, yeah.
It's gross.
I just don't know how anyone lives in Arizona. I have friends that are down there, and one of my buddies just bought a nice house, and it's really, really nice, right? And it's like, half the price of what you would get it for in LA.
It costs the same thing as a can of Coke, so yeah, of course.
Right. Yeah. But it's like, he was like, man, the 3 months of the summer, you just don't go outside, period. It's like living in Minneapolis in the winter, but it's reversed.
It's kind of like how it is here, right? I mean, it's going to be 109 tomorrow here in Reseda, California. I was out painting this contraption today on the back patio, dude. I'm like, I feel like I'm fucking exercising in a sauna. I have a friend coming from out of town tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be 109. Bring your winter coat, mate. Like, he's like, what do you even do in 109? What are we going to do? Sit in the house and chat. That's it.
It is a record-breaking heat wave. I was looking at the NOAA weather forecast. It's literally a record-breaking heat wave that's hitting us in June.
Great.
Hottest temperatures on record for the time of year.
Global warming is not real, Forrest. Shut up.
Dude, I can bring a snowball in right now. I could get one out of my freezer. Prove it to you. So I had a fun experience this morning. I went to the dermatologist. First time I've ever been to the dermatologist. Want to take any stabs at how that went?
Well, let me guess. Am I supposed to know why you went to the dermatologist?
Nope. No bizarre funguses, no weird aesthetic things. Basically, my better half just said it's time. Like you're literally, and Patrick, you know this better than anybody. I'm always sunburnt. I'm sunburnt 360 days a year minimum.
I hope this isn't bad news.
Not really. It's kind of.
Roberts thinks you're turning into an alligator.
No. So, long story. That's not that exciting. I went to the dermatologist. She goes, you have a lot of sun damage all over the place. And surprisingly enough, your upper thighs have it about as bad as it gets. And I was like, you're kidding, right? And she's like, no, do you tan a lot? I was like, no, I've literally never laid out tanning, never been in a tanning bed. She's like,
except for that one time for Men's Health.
That's true. I did that one time, but I didn't tell her that. And she says, well, the only other people I see with upper thigh skin issues are those that swim a lot. Are you a swimmer? And instantly it clicked. I was like, I'm not a swimmer, but I go to a lot of day parties in a Speedo, and my upper thighs only see sun at those day parties where they get completely fried, blister, and peel. And that's like a 4-time-a-year event for me. And she's like, she couldn't tell if I was joking or being serious, and I was being serious. And apparently that's not good.
Well, so, I mean, you got sun damage on your upper thighs. What's the big deal? Who cares about that?
Yeah, like, what is it?
Was
Was it just like a bunch of freckles or some shit? Or like, is she like, oh, you got to get this removed?
No, she's like, you're good. She's like, you got to be a little bit more careful. Maybe wear sunscreen once in a while. And I was like, haha, what's sunscreen?
When you go to the doctor, they always have to tell you something. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, that's their job. Like, you could be in perfect health. They'll make up like one thing that you have to take with you. Like, just, the dentist too is the worst. You just floss more. Fuck, I'm flossing twice a day, and they don't know
twice
that.
A day? That's too much flossing.
Dude,
too much.
Dude, speaking of this, man, I brought my dog, Luca, to get her teeth professionally cleaned,
Yeah.
Because I've tried a few times to brush her teeth, but it doesn't go that great. No. So they're like, yeah, look, she's a big dog. They have less tooth problems. Her, blah, blah, blah. Her plaque level was 3 out of 10, but she's young. They're like, so just make sure you brush your teeth twice a day. Dude, does anyone brush their dog's teeth twice? I literally go, I've brushed them twice in a year.
No one has ever done that.
It is fucking expensive as fuck. I had to have like 6 of my dog's teeth pulled. It was an utter debacle. It was like $1,000. Well, they tried to charge me $1,000. Got it for like 500 at a different one. Because in LA, just for everybody watching, in LA, everything costs twice as much for no fucking reason whatsoever. So if you go like 30 minutes out to like what's called the Valley or like a little further, like the suburbs of LA, everything's like half the price. But dude, utter debacle. He's missing his 4 front teeth. His teeth are garbage now, and every time I take him to the vet, they're like, you might want to consider getting him a deep clean. I'm like, how many fucking thousands of dollars do I have to spend on this 14-pound dog? Like,
these are things you don't consider when you get a dog. No. And even me, who like knows a little bit about pets and wildlife, never considered how often I would have to brush my dog's teeth the first time I got a dog. That never crossed my mind.
Okay, so you do brush your dog's teeth like daily, weekly? How often do you do it?
Twice a day flossings.
I think that my dog has had his teeth brushed 3 times.
Okay, so
all right.
I was like, nah, that's bullshit. Fuck off.
Yeah,
guys. Yeah, I was just gonna say we have not. We got to address. We have fucking 102 people watching right now. One of their names is Dollar Store Retep. He's also Dollar Store Retep, I believe, on Instagram, and he follows me. And I don't know if it's charming or creepy. Dollar Store Retep, what's your deal? Tell us in the chat. I think I love you, but also fuck off.
I think I love you, but also fuck off. Okay. All right. That's something.
Pat's
I think
gone.
you just wanted to point out
PP.
that you have a super fan, Retep. I think.
No, it's not a super fan. I just thought we should address the thousands of people that are in the chat. There's only 100 watching, but there's thousands in the chat somehow.
Oh, that's nice. Patrick, how many more times are you going to flex to check out your reflection during this podcast? I mean, it's only been 3 so far. I just wanted to get a total count early.
So what I was doing was I stood up, went to the garage fridge, took a red Solo cup, and poured some ice cold Chardonnay into it. So cheers. I was not flexing.
Cheers.
You know why I wasn't flexing? Because I haven't been working out. I'm a fat piece of shit right now. Cheers.
A fat piece of shit in a saw dungeon, 200-degree heat. That's what this podcast is all about.
That's gross.
Dude,
That's gross
so I gotta get right into a couple Brosner things that are incredible.
Love it.
Number 1, Bro and Roberts reached out to me, and he had asked me for a picture of my cat, Lemley.
Oh, yeah.
I said,
He hit me up with this. This is good. Retep, you're going to love this.
I was like, sure, man. So it took me a while because I'm an idiot, and then I sent him a picture of Lemley. We will post this on our Instagram. He took a picture of my cat and made what he calls the Neil Waters bookmark, which he had in a copy. It's a bookmark with like a really cool image of a thylacine, but then when you sort of tilt it and the light hits it different, it just morphs into my cat Lemley.
What?
After
amazing.
After
Will, do you
Neil
have
Waters'
this?
fake
I got-
thylacine sighting.
I got sent this. Do you have this, Will, that you can show everybody? Because this is a work of art.
Oh my god,
Dude, he
sounds
like
amazing.
a full-on hologram.
Oh yeah.
Pat, have you been following the impeccable workout routine? Have we made any dollars on that yet?
You know,
what's
impeccable
our-
was never about. It was
Sorry,
never
go ahead.
helping people. Is the way that I say.
Just
I
helping
haven't-
people, yeah.
I have been embracing it because remember, with impeccable, thing is you don't really have to watch what you eat because you're not worried about your abs. Just do some lifts, and that's what I've certainly been doing, especially because I had Taco Bell for dinner last night.
You did.
Oh,
That wasn't a
dude.
joke. So we all got the group text. You actually did
Yeah.
$50 worth of Taco Bell damage last night?
$51. That included delivery fees.
Wow.
Oh boy, we ate it all.
Big moves. How do you feel about that, Retep?
Oh, dude, I was stoked. I was like, but I mean, I knew it wasn't really $50 because Pat's too rich and lazy to actually travel to Taco Bell. So I knew it was being delivered, and I looked at the receipt and I was like, what the fuck is this $7 fucking service charge on Grubhub or whatever it is? So there's like a delivery charge, there's a tip, there's a service charge. It was literally like 50% of the bill was fucking charges, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker only got $30 worth of Taco Bell.
Dude, Postmates really fun. It's ridiculous.
They really
Yeah, it was $30 worth of food, cost $51.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Bullshit.
So I
Forrest,
gotta. Yeah,
could you
go
turn
ahead.
your mic up a little bit? It might be a little low.
How do I do that? Like this?
I don't
Is that
fucking
better?
know. Is it on
Does that
there?
do it?
I don't know. I don't think so. But
Okay. Louder in my earphones, headphones.
Brosners in the chat, if you can hear Forrest better, let us know.
It sounds perfectly
Okay.
fine.
All right, it's
Well, it
fine.
was in the
We're gonna
chat,
move
so.
forward from this. I got a DM from a Brosner this week. Andy Strange 61 said I thought this was a weird DM. He might be here to stand up for himself. Otherwise, I'm just gonna tear him apart. He said, "Can you guys ask Forrest what his position on neutering What is his position on neutering dogs? Just curious to hear his opinion." So before I go on my typical sort of animal rant, your thoughts, Retep. You go first. Neutering dogs.
I mean, mine's neutered. I wouldn't want him having babies, so I think it's fine. I mean, you can't. I don't know, man. I'm intimidated when I see a big old fucking boxer or something, big nuts hanging out behind him. I think we should just lop
So you
them
think
all
we
off.
should get rid of the big nuts just because it's just not a good look?
It's aesthetically unpleasing.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Is it?
Patrick?
Is it fair?
I don't know. It's an idea.
Yeah, I would say we've got plenty of stray dogs and euthanized dogs running around. So I think help control the pet population, like Bob Barker says.
Neuter your goddamn dogs, people. This is a very cut and dry case. This is very simple. If you are trying to breed dogs, totally fine. Otherwise, there are 200 million stray dogs worldwide. 200 million. There should not be 200, let alone
That's
200
crazy.
million. They do not have good lives being stray dogs, and they only create more dogs because they're dogs and they go around humping each other. Neutering dogs is a fantastically good thing. Dogs are an animal that we have created through selective breeding to be here as a human being's companion. If you let them go out into the streets, if they become a stray or a feral creature, they are a problem. They're a problem for wildlife. They're a problem for people. They're a problem for the environment. They're a problem for diseases. Neutering dogs is a very good thing. I cannot understand anybody that would speak up against it. So there's my standpoint on that.
By the way, Retep, you're taking a lot of fucking. You're getting the business in
Dude,
the
it's-
YouTube. Your webcam sucks, and it's
It's-
because me and Forrest both have Macs, and you're using some jury rigged thing you got on fucking Craigslist with your
What the
weird
fuck is a jury rig?
an
Shut the
Acer.
fuck up.
Vizio computer or whatever. Yeah.
I got a fucking Hewlett Packard from '93 rolling. Upgraded RAM. I got 8 gigs of RAM in this bad boy. It's 30 years old.
Do you still get to see the little flag when Windows powers up?
Oh yeah, dude. I have that above my bed in the fucking bedroom. I'm a big Windows fan. Also, fuck off with your Mac, dude. Pat, all right. First of all, I'm gonna call you out real hard right now because for
Okay.
a lot of the people here,
I'm sure
fucking-
people really want to hear it.
I mean, I don't even know how to. That was ridiculous. What are you doing, fucking? But anyways, last week we did a bonus podcast. It's on the Patreon. Listen, I'm going to be nice. I told you I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to be like angry about it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But Pat, literally in the bonus podcast, we were like, it was 9 minutes of him moving his computer from room to room. The mic wasn't working. He was switching mics to Max, by the way.
I actually think that was my favorite podcast we've ever done because Patrick went from a calm shade of washed out white that he currently is to redder than a beet. And each time he popped on the screen, it was a slightly darker red shade to the point that he looked like he was living in a Crayola box. I mean, it was incredible to watch him get so angry as that progressed. I loved it. It was one of my favorite moments on this show.
Honestly, me too. I watched it on the big screen yesterday, just the 9 minutes, and it's fucking gold, man.
Dude, issues. I just love how the Brosners are your laptop. That's great. I'm not the only one who gets made fun of by the Brosners. Forrest, did you see this news in months, if not years?
I saw it. I
Some
love
news,
it.
baby.
You know what I'm going with?
Oh, yes, of course.
The real life Pinocchio, man. The real life Pinocchio. A lobsterman in Cape Cod, a lobsterman, was swallowed by a humpback whale this week.
Oh, my God.
He said he was near the surface and felt a rush of water, then suddenly found himself in total darkness, not even knowing what's happened. He could feel the heat of breath and then realized he was surrounded by the muscles of the tongue and mouth. He claims he was in the humpback seconds as he thrashed around trying to escape before he saw light and then was violently spit back into the water. This was witnessed by a bunch of other lobstermen who then took him to the hospital with minor injuries.
It's the best piece of news. I'm just like you. I think it's the most fun piece of news I've seen in so long.
I think that guy was I think I had a VHS tape, a porn tape with that guy starring in it.
This is his second big role, dude. Who'd have thought? Fucking swallowed by a humpback. Was that the name of the porno too?
So this is something that every single time I go out diving with my broy buddies and we're sitting on the boat and we're about to go spearfish. Like, oh, dude, would you swim across that channel where the sharks are? What if you got eaten by a whale? It fucking happened. Like, this guy just got scooped up by a baleen whale. I mean, I think it's absolutely hilarious. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. If I could have this happen to me, I would. I'd experience this. It sounds insane.
I would do it too if I knew that I would be with only minor injuries in 40 seconds.
Well, of course, yeah.
This is definitely, I feel like, one of Pat's experiences that he could create. He did it in one battle royale. It was amazing. I actually think that you won that battle royale where you created this amazing experience. The fucking getting swallowed by a humpback whale experience. You just go in 40 minutes, you come out, you have a nice meal of whale when you get out. And then
No, don't want to eat whale.
Not a whale meal. I'm just kidding. But dude, so if you keep reading the article a little bit, it turns out that the same dude survived a fucking plane crash in the jungle.
I was just gonna say that.
This guy is a
legend.
legend.
Just a bad luck guy, or like what's the story here?
No, he's alive. I mean, he's a good luck guy, man. I'll take his luck.
I feel like
fun experiences.
I feel like some creepy cable network right now is trying to like rig some stunt where a guy's gonna get swallowed whole by a whale. Remember when that Discovery Channel did the one where the guy got swallowed by the anaconda?
With Paul Rosalie, I know Paul, and he's like a pretty legit dude, and he did the worst show that's ever been on air. Period. It's prude.
That's how I feel about you, Forrest.
Oh, thanks.
Just
man.
kidding. Just kidding. I love your show, and especially the Naked and Afraid one. That one was amazing.
Thanks, man. And by thanks, I mean go fuck yourself.
Yeah, baby.
No, for sure. Brosners, I don't know if you guys saw this. It was 7-8 years ago now, Patrick, maybe a little bit longer. And they did, I think it was called Swallowed Alive, where they had this guy, Paul Rosalie, who I know, who's like a pretty legit herpetologist. He's about 4'9", so it makes sense. Try and get eaten by this snake and then regurgitated. In order to do that, he put on like one of those dog attack suits. So now he went from like a skinny 4'9" guy, he's not really 4'9", but he's really short, to like, the Michelin Man. Snake couldn't do anything about it, couldn't eat him, of course. Snake was basically traumatized. Show was terrible. Like, it was just a disaster.
Yeah, that's top to bottom nonsense, man. But Kristen Nicole just said in the chat, she said, "What about a shark?"
Can we just do an hour on how bad television is? Because we make it, and I know it's not good.
There's some good shit
Some
out
of it
there.
is.
Big
Some
Brother.
of it is, mate.
Just
Yeah.
Survivor.
Yeah.
What is this? What did Will pull up here? Oh,
Someone
that's
actually being eaten by a snake.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Oh no, that is actually from
Oh,
that is
it?
him
Okay.
wearing his Michelin Man suit.
Gotcha.
Oof, woof. What was it? So it was a green anaconda. Why did they pick a green anaconda, for example? Is that just because it was they're so big?
Yeah, I think so. Which is also the wrong reason, because reticulated pythons eat way more people than anacondas do. It was just a mess. I feel bad for Paul, because it definitely destroyed like his image and credibility. And I think he just did as the production company told him to do. And in hindsight, I think he really regrets it.
Is that so? That's an interesting thing to bring up. Do you have to fight battles where you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck off. Like when you're out there and shit.
So I'm lucky, right? And I think Patrick will say the same thing. Patrick and I became very, very close friends, obviously, very, pretty quickly into working together. So there was never any fighting. We'd argue, we'd throw beers at each other, nonsense things, but there was never any real fighting. But Patrick was essentially my boss, right? Like he pretty much created Extinct or Alive. It was his idea. He was the executive producer. And so he was my boss. And he'd be like, let's do this. And if I didn't want to do it, I'd be like, no, let's not do it. And instead of being a dick about it, he'd be like, all right, well, what's a way that we, meet the same goal, basically? If it wasn't, say it was an interview, right? And he wanted to get this piece of information, but I didn't want to ask that question because it wasn't like we scripted the show. I would just say, like, I don't want to ask that question, and be like, well, what's another way we get the same piece of information? So it was always easy for us to work together. But, and Patrick can give way more insight to this than I can, most production companies have these like dickhead showrunner producer people, and they're just like, it's like drill sergeant. They're telling you what to do. And if you're like a naive scientist, like I absolutely was, or Paul is, or whatever, you just do as you're told, and they can destroy you because they can just they'll tell you to say things that aren't real, and so on and so forth.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, Pat.
Before we moved on from, just been thinking about this. Forrest, you lobstering off the coast of Catalina Island, where I know you do go do some lobstering, right? You get swallowed by a humpback whale. So it's about 10 seconds of discombobulation, and then you realize you're in the mouth. The tongue muscles are surrounding you, as he said.
Sounds sexy.
Do you do? I mean, by the way, you're not, hey, I'm going for a fun ride. Like, hey, I'm fighting for my life. This thing's diving.
I don't know the answer, to be honest.
No, but what would you do? What would you think you would do?
I think I would just like panic, kick, and scream, and not just jerk things off in my face, because I know why you're laughing. What that looked like. I think I would just literally like start punching and kicking. I think the logical thing to do is to like try and get your feet under you and like open its mouth, right? But I don't think you have any kind of mobility. I think you're just pinned. I don't know. I really don't know. What would you do?
Well, do you usually carry a knife with you when you're down there?
Always.
I mean, would you start stabbing with the knife?
Do you think you could get the knife? I mean, its tongue is pressing you. I don't know.
I'm imagining that I have access to my knife.
Okay.
I grab the knife.
Just in the tongue.
I mean, look, I love whales, man. I made a show about saving whales for many years, but if it's me drowning or giving a whale a canker sore with my knife, I'm going to choose that. I'm stabbing the whale repeatedly in the tongue and the roof of the mouth.
For sure.
That's real dark. I don't know why I asked that question. I just took us to a dark place.
No, that's all right. What were we even talking about before that? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Retep's penis.
That's right. It's like a stepped on Coke can. I
think we lost Retep. We'll keep going. We don't need him. Fuck him.
We don't. No, I don't know what you do. I don't want to get swallowed by one. I think I've told this story on the pod before, but if not, I'll give an abridged version. I was diving they have these like Air Force like cell phone towers off the coast of Marco Island, Florida. And I was diving there spearfishing. I had these flashers on my fins to attract fish, and I started coming up in the murk. I don't know if I've told the story here or not.
I think you did, but I kind of want to hear it again, so just go for it.
Anyway, we're diving in the murk. It's super murky and gnarly, and I start coming up from the bottom, and I did see some like big Jewfish Goliath grouper on the bottom, and was like, oh, like gnarly. Those are 600-pound fish. And I'm swimming up, and all of a sudden, I basically just feel like I just get stopped mid-kick, and I look down, and this Jewfish has come up and put my whole fin and half my leg in its mouth and grabs me and turns and starts to pull me down. And I like to think, oh yeah, like I had a spear gun in my hand. I shot it in the face and swam away. I just panicked for 3 seconds, and then it let me go, and I swam up to the surface. Like there was no like logical like, oh shit, what do I do? And maybe if it had gone on for another 30 seconds, I would have. But at the when that kind of thing happens, you're just like, fuck, like there's no logical thought that takes place.
Dude, here's an example, right? You know when you're swimming and you get a Charlie horse in your calf?
Yeah.
And your calf turns into a
drown.
ball. It is, number one, it's the worst pain any humans felt, including childbirth. I don't care. It's so bad. When you get a Charlie horse when you're swimming, it would take you at least 30 seconds before you could do anything tactical in that situation. Yep. It's 30 seconds of just pure, like, woe is me. Fuck, I'm drowning. Oh, my God. Before you can be like, what do I do now?
One time we were spearfishing, and my buddy Ricardo, who seems to always get weird cramps in his legs, he got a weird cramp in his leg, and he was literally like 2 feet from the back of the boat, and he called help and started sinking because he didn't decide to grab the boat or just like doggy paddle with his hands. He got like a double cramp and like couldn't move his legs, and he's like, help, and started sinking. And we were like laughing at him instead of helping him. And he got like 4 feet underwater, like stuck his spear gun out, and somebody grabbed his spear gun and pulled him up, and they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I can't swim.
He's like literally drowning. Like, please save me, guys.
Legit, I'm the closest thing I've ever experienced to that is like, when you'll like wake up in twilight mode, like in the middle of the night or something, and you're like kind of awake, but you can't move and you can't breathe. Dude, like I got to imagine that some of the shit that you guys go through, because obviously I just sit in the office all day, is like, that's how you feel. But I've never really experienced it, but it is fucking terrifying, dude. Sleep paralysis, they call it.
Not everyone experiences. Not everyone experiences.
That's because you get your dose of it outside, Forrest. You don't have to experience. It's like a wet dream. If you don't masturbate ever, God will just masturbate you at night, and you'll have a wet dream.
So I just get normal paralysis here. And
you're doing your outdoor masturbating on the reg, so you don't get it.
All right, that's something.
Pat's not impressed at all.
No, I'm reading the chat. I'm actually reading the chat.
What's good in there, mate? Anything going on? Let's see what the.
There's all sorts of shit going on, man.
There's a lot of compliments about Retep's looks. Have you been reading these?
Bad camera, like good
Jeff
looks.
Bridges. Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
Dr. Hyena's experienced sleep paralysis. Here's an interesting
great.
Paralysis, right? I am reading the chat, Billiam. Hello. I love the word. I love the name Billiam, by the way. So sleep paralysis is like, it's adjacent to some paranormal stuff because legit, and it's just what people report, obviously. But thousands and thousands of people who go through sleep paralysis experience something called old Hag Syndrome. And it's very common for people who have sleep paralysis to wake and open their eyes, and they're in their room, but there's an old woman sitting on their chest, making it so they can't breathe.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And they can't breathe or move because she's chest and she's looking at them, and like thousands of people independently in many countries have experienced this thing called old Hag Syndrome. So like some people that are into paranormal ghosty stuff have sort of taken this thing and ran with it as like a paranormal experience. I've had sleep paralysis a few times. I've never seen an old hag. I would obviously not still be here if that happened.
Don't you have a story though? I'm trying to remember it. You woke up and you saw someone at the end of your bed. You remember you told me this story years ago. Do you want to tell it? Am I embarrassing you? I don't care. Tell the story.
No, it's actually not that embarrassing, dude. I was at just my last place. I mean, this was in the last like 4 years. I woke up and there was there was a small Asian kid, probably about 10 years old, standing like where my knee was, like on the side of my bed, and just standing there in my bedroom, as clear as day. Broken into my house, gotten up to the third floor, and was standing in this dark room with just a little bit of light coming through the. I. If it's 10-year-old, someone's in your room, yeah. So I like jumped up and like did this like big Superman punch right at the head, missed, like belly flopped on the bed.
Yeah.
Of course, my ex-girlfriend, who was sleeping in bed at the time, me like belly flopping down on the foot of the bed, and was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Shit,
man. Like I was in the room, everything was there except this like 10-year-old little Asian boy in my bedroom. I don't know what that was.
dude. I woke up. I was camping one time. This is years ago, just after high school. Me and my buddy drank like 30 beers, and then we were sleeping in the same tent. And I was fucking shit-faced. But I wake up, or I'm awoken to him just slapping me in the back of the head because I had gotten up and I was peeing in the corner of the tent. And I was just like, I had no fucking idea. And I woke up and I was just like, what am I doing? What's going on? This is insane. And it wasn't like I was drunk, but I just got up, woke up, and took a pee in the corner of the tent, and then was slapped in the back of the head and fell in it and had to clean it up with my pants.
Did you guys see what Innis to Winnis just wrote? It's so good. I kid you not.
Read
as
it.
I lay on my bed listening and watching, my 5-year-old Asian child just wandered in silently like a little creep, and I almost so good.
That's fucking brilliant. Like a little creep. By the way, sorry for people who are saying my mic's going in and out. I just sort of tightened all the connections. Hopefully that fixes it. That's a pain in the ass. Sorry.
All right. Listen, Wero0237. Forrest, do you think that there's a chance that the werewolf to be extant? You've asked the question 43 times in the 12 minutes we've been on the show. I will answer you. I do not believe that the werewolf is still extant. I hope that answers your question. Stop asking it.
Wait, what is a werewolf?
Well, it's a subspecies of wolf. Let's see. What can I tell you?
It's from Wara?
Well, Wara is the Falkland Islands. So remember we discussed the Falkland Island thing.
We sure did.
We wanted to go there because it's interesting, but it's a tiny island. There's no predators there. It looks like a small dog. I think we'd know if there was a wolf in the Falklands.
I'd love to go there. I'd love to go to the Falklands. Wasn't it Mark Romanoff who said it was like the coolest place he's ever been?
Yeah, he said it's his favorite place he's ever been to see wildlife. Just watching orcas pull sea lions in and tons of penguins everywhere, and apparently it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's do it. Let's go. Let's have that be our first excursion as a group. We'll take Retep.
We should.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing
I don't know anything about the
other
Falklands.
project right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I miss Extinctor Alive very much. It's fine. This other project's great. It's no EOA. That was the greatest.
By the way, fucking Mason Kleister, who was on a couple podcasts ago, just asked me what I benched. That's just such typical meathead zookeeper behavior.
Yeah. So what is it?
Yeah. So answer the question.
I haven't lifted anything but dumbbells in my garage for a year and a half. So I have a set of 70-pound dumbbells. That's the most I've lifted in a year and a half. So that is technically my max right now.
Fair enough.
Just once or twice?
Nah, 15 to 20 reps, boy.
I like that. So we brought
Impeccable.
up impeccable. He's hitting them. We brought up extinct stuff. I had something that has been sent to me by literally every person I know. Did you guys see that in Argentina, for the first time in over a century, an area where these animals were regionally extinct, they spotted giant river otters, which are arguably the cutest, weirdest animals in the world. So this was like a big deal for them in this particular region of Argentina.
Nice. I didn't see it. Tell me more, broologist.
Let's see. I mean, there's these giant otters. They call them wolves of the river down there because they are very ferocious, big predators. They're pretty common throughout South America, but in Argentina, they've been extinct for 100 years or so. And so, they were just classified as gone. And then basically just randomly they were doing a survey, and sure enough, here swam a river otter. So a family had moved in from outside of the country and began to repopulate the region, which I think was just incredible.
So like when these subspecies, Forrest, do you feel like when a subspecies goes extinct that people care a lot less because they don't get the difference? Like,
definitely.
Oh, who cares
definitely.
about this river otter? There's other river otters.
Well, I don't think this was a subspecies so much as a regional extinction. And I think that also is something people don't care about that they should. So what I mean by that is if you go, river otters are no longer in Argentina, people go, well, that's fine. They're in Paraguay and Chile and, so on and so forth. But if you go, there are no more river otters, then people get upset. And it's the same thing with like, if you go, hey, this small subspecies that looks just like this larger species or other subspecies is extinct, people go, well, I don't get it. Like it's kind of like Dr. Hyena just pointed it out. It's like the northern white rhino, right? Like I don't know if you guys saw this. They just declared the northern white rhino functionally extinct as the male died because there was the last male, there were 2 females.
Picture.
Nobody cared though. I care. I think the Brosners care. But on a whole, like, it circulated a little bit in the news for half a day. Nobody cares because they go, well, there's plenty other rhinos. There's southern white rhinos. There's black rhinos. Like, nobody cares. If you went, this is the last rhino, the last male rhino, period, I think people would care a lot. And that's a problem. Like, because the genetic diversity between subspecies is critical to, keeping healthy populations. And so being like, who cares that the northern white rhino's gone? There's still southern white rhinos. Like that is, I think, the general mentality that Patrick's referring to. And I think that's a problem.
Sure. I mean, just in general, fucking people don't give a shit about anything in recent history unless it's right in their fucking face, dude. I mean, global warming, all this shit's going on. And, nobody cares that fucking we're not going to be able to live on the earth until it affects them personally in some way. I mean, well, that's how
it's hard to get people to believe anything until it's basically too late, right? Like people don't really care about an issue. Like, for example, I like it a lot. I enjoy it.
Same.
It doesn't affect my job. I'm not an alcoholic, but I love alcohol. Is it good for me? No. It would be, this is what it would take for me to stop. Either a doctor said, hey, man, your liver's really fucked up, then I would stop. Or like, if I got fired for 3 straight jobs because of it. So it's not until it's too late that I will take the threat seriously of this delicious poison doing damage to my body. And I probably won't live as long because of it, because I like it.
Right. Yeah. But you're also like, if your friends came to you and said, Pat, it's affecting us, our lives personally, you're drinking, you'd probably make an effort to change. But right now, it makes you
change my friend group. Yes.
Correct.
Exactly.
That's good.
You don't ever want
to. No, I get what you're saying. No.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying for us.
Yeah.
It's making you meager. What if it was making you meager, Pat, and that was the only consequence? Would you quit drinking?
Look, Dr. Hyena, you are fucked. I am.
He wants to fight you.
No, I love Dr. Hyena, mate.
He gets
Forrest,
hey,
what were you just?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I want to warn you guys. I got an uh-oh. I don't know if the Brosners can read this. Can you guys read this? Hi,
I cannot.
It's AT&T. Hi, it's AT&T. There may be a public safety power shutoff in your area. We're working to keep your wireless service on. So if I disappear, it's not because I hate you guys. It's because AT&T decided to text me a very pleasant message about how they're going to turn my power off. So
I thought you had Cox, mate.
I have Cox for cable, AT&T for cell phone, and for some reason AT&T is texting me about a power outage. So I don't know.
What the fuck is going on?
Real
it's
thing.
fishing.
I'm showing it to you here. I don't know why they're texting me, but if I disappear, this is why.
Well, Jordan Boyle just said apparently my internet's getting shut down for God knows how long. So I don't know if he's in Southern California, but yeah, it's probably because of this heat wave. They're probably turning people's power off to avoid fires.
No, this is America. We're power cycling now. This is what we've come to.
Guys, I know we have a shitload of news stories to get to and whatnot, but there was something hilarious that happened yesterday in LA, and I think it's nationwide. But Joe Rogan, obviously, huge fucking podcast. He's got hundreds of millions of listeners. You've been on there. Somebody fucking did a skywriting proposal here in LA, like asking somebody to marry them. And then after the proposal, wrote Joe Rogan is 5'4" in skywriting just for the hell of it, just for the fuck of it. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Where
in the
does
world.
I want to see this? Will's pulling.
It's right there.
Wow, Joe Rogan is literally 5'4".
It's just and by the way, I read the article. It's estimated that the whole fucking thing costs like $10K. I was like,
write
wow.
that?
To write to do it all, including the Rogan thing, but the whole stunt, like 10 grand.
How does
fucking
skywriting
crazy.
work? Can someone explain this to me? I've always wondered, because it's not like the plane goes like zzz, L and then turns off the paint and then goes zzz, I. Like,
No.
that's not possible. How does skywriting work?
I don't know, but
Plane
it's
off.
Yeah.
It's gotta have a fucking thing at the back where like you can actually control it or type it in and it just like does it as you go or something.
That's not
it's got to
an
be how.
explanation. That was not the explanation.
No. Like it's got a
There's
mechanism.
a thing at the back, and then you control it.
Mechanism at the back. It's not like he's fucking doing loop-de-loops and trying to create the letters. There is a fucking robot arm mechanism that's spraying out the fucking letter shit.
See, I don't believe that. See, Matt McHugh
Any more
says
specifics?
It's GPS flight plan with smoke.
You
I don't
bastard.
believe that. The plane is not doing a Y shape. The plane is not doing a 5 shape as it flies in a small. That's not correct. So it's putting out smoke in a pattern somehow. I don't know. I don't get it.
How many Joe Rogans can Pat take? I like that question. Pat, how many Joe Rogans could you take?
No,
I
it's
think
how
Joe
many
Rogan-
Pats. It's how many Pats would it take to beat Joe Rogan? I would say probably like 10 minimum.
Yeah.
That's
Joe
if
Rogan would
3
kick
were.
your ass.
That's of course he would. Have you ever seen that guy kick a fucking heavy bag?
I
Literally,
have.
it's terrifying.
Super viral.
He's gnarly.
He's
Also, Daniel
beastly.
said yes, it is, Forrest. So I'm wrong. That is how it works. I'm an idiot.
What?
By the
what
way-
I said?
About the
Thanks.
skywriting. Sorry. I'm
Exactly
Forrest-
how it works.
Yep.
When you cook a lobster, Forrest, after you've caught some out in the Channel Islands or whatever it is that you do your thing, how do you cook your lobster?
My favorite way is what they call Baja style. So you take the whole lobster, say this is the lobster, and you split it down vertically. So instead of cutting it in half that way, like tails here, heads here, you split it all the way down, put it on the old Traeger grill, slather it in butter, flip it over into its shell, cook it that way for about 10 minutes, gets a little bit of crispy on the outside, nice and tender on the inside, pour a whole lot more butter on it, and go to town.
Well, how do you kill them? How do you kill them? Is it with the knife when you cut it? Is that how you kill them?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's a couple ways, and I don't know where the story is going. The most humane way, I'm told, is to throw them in the freezer. What I do is I shove a knife between their eyes, and that seems to do the trick pretty quick.
Well, let me tell you this. If you ever kill me, knife between the eyes, not stick me in a freezer,
Not
please.
freezer? Okay, got
Yeah.
that.
I thought this was interesting. A restaurateur in Maine, obviously they're known for their lobsters. He wanted to set himself apart in his restaurant from everyone else who serves lobster, right, in Maine. So he thought, if I could reduce the anxiety of these lobsters before they die, then they'll have less of these like bad toxins that get released into their system, and it'll preserve the delicious. Because animals shed all these toxins, right? As when they're stressed out, and they get stressed out, and they release this stuff that makes. I've heard this from hunters, at least.
Okay.
So what he's doing is blowing a bunch of pot smoke in their face, getting them stoned as shit.
No
so
way.
he's
This is real.
This is
Yeah.
scientific. Surely
He's-
scientific.
This
He's
is what we call
keeping-
scions.
He's keeping his lobsters high on THC so that they're less stressed out, so that when they finally get cooked, they have less toxins and the meat tastes better.
Listen,
And did it work?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't tasted it yet.
eaten
If
there?
you're listening, sir, please send us some of your stress-free lobster.
Here's the fucking problem with this theory. It's absurd. If somebody drugs me and I don't know, and then wants me, I'm not relaxing. I'm fucking freaking out, dude. If I was to get stoned and not know like what being stoned was, and all of a sudden I'm just like having an out of body experience.
I'll tell you what, you think that until you've taken morphine, sir. Because,
Wow, that's different.
Yep.
dude,
Nope,
morphine,
straight up.
you could be in a plane crash where like you walked into the front of the plane and the pilots were both beheaded. And if you were under the influence of morphine, you'd just be like, Dad, this is so fun.
My favorites.
You can't be stressed.
Go
Every
ahead,
time you go to the doctor, they ask you, "Are you allergic to any medications?" Right? That's like number 2 question on the questionnaire form.
Yeah.
I have one answer and one answer only that I'm aware of. I don't know of any food allergies. I don't know of nothing. I don't take anything, nothing. But I always write down morphine because the one time that I've been on morphine that I know of, I had a small operation. I had my shoulder put back in on a rugby game. Came to,
Oof.
my mom was standing overhead and the doctor was standing overhead, like both looking at me. Punched my mom square in the jaw, punched the doctor square in the nose, and was like yelling. And I don't remember any of this, but my mom woke up. My mom had like a black eye / scar, or not like full black eye, but like lower into her jaw. Doctor was like, "Get this fucking guy out of here." And apparently I woke up screaming, punched my mom, punched the doctor, and then went straight back down. So the doctor was like, "Don't ever give this kid morphine ever again." So that was my one morphine experience.
Oh man, my favorite drug story like that though is yours, Pat. I don't know if you told it on the podcast where you took like a full Xanax instead of like a quarter of it, which is what you were supposed to take. Yeah. Like people don't understand Xanax, and like you're supposed to take like a quarter of a milligram, and it comes in 2 milligram doses. Yep. If you just take the whole pill, yeah, you're gonna like black out and fucking take a shit in the cockpit or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, thankfully I was at home when I made that gaffe, which would have been nice because I would have just died in my own bed. Forrest, one of the Brosters wants to know, why didn't you your mom square in the jaw in your book?
I wonder why I didn't put that into writing.
Did the editor cut that out, or was that you that edited that part?
That was never part of this. I was like 12, 13 years old and not bragging about punching my mom in the face. So yeah, no, not something that was planning to make it into any book.
We should have her on and interview her about the experience to see how she's feeling about
Patrick knows my mom, and I mean that with no sexual innuendos. And it would not be good. She would tell a lot of terrible stories about me.
Oh, sounds like a bonus episode. It's going to go on the Patreon.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we should. We should do it on the Patreon just so that not everyone sees it, so that your career's not ruined for us. But
that would be better. Yeah.
We should do that because your mom's hilarious. Obviously, she's at it. I mean, I was talking to your mom. Forrest and I went to Zanzibar, as people who've seen Extinct or Alive know. I just was obsessed with these elephant doors.
Yeah.
Describe an elephant door for us. They're all over Stone Town or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they're these giant wooden doors. They're like this thick with wood, so the elephants couldn't bash through them. And back in the day in Tanzania, elephants would try and get into the houses and things. So they put these massive metal spikes sticking out of the door, like a big rows of them. So if the elephant came to push in your door, it was too uncomfortable and it wouldn't do it. And yeah, they're beautiful, these giant doors.
So they're all over the capital of Zanzibar, or the main city, whatever. I don't know, it might be the only city in Zanzibar. They were so cool, and I was like, man, like we should buy a bunch of these doors and import them back to the US. Like assholes in Beverly Hills would pay like $100,000 a piece for these doors because they're so beautiful. And I was saying it in front of Forrest's mom, and I'm gonna try and do her accent. Tell me how good this is. She was like, "Oh, pets." I don't know if that's even close.
Wait, keep going.
She was like, pets.
I know she was Irish, but please.
Every accent that Pat does is Irish, dude.
She was like, "Oh, pets." She's like, I used to have my own bush plane, and sorry, this doesn't sound like that at all. I was trying.
No, but you can keep going. It's a mess. But
she said, I used to have my own, and I would fly around to villages in Africa and import furniture. Basically, she would like go around and collect like amazing like wood pieces and furniture, just flying her own plane from village to village in Africa.
Yep.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. We got to have her on.
We had elephant doors, like very, very similar to the one Will has up now, was our front door in Zimbabwe, because my mom collected 2 from Tanzania and replaced our very normal door with these things. So that was what the entrance to my home growing up looked like.
Well, as Logan Tress says in the chat, they should put Bell when Retep's hungry and they're trying to close.
Oh, I like it.
I'll be driving
what
to
would be
the
a
Taco
funny-
Bell, no delivery
You know what would be a
fees.
really funny
Put those doors
episode?
on.
It's impossible to
Ooh.
do because my mom doesn't know how to check email. But one day we just promote that there's a podcast and we just have all three of our mothers sitting in our respective locations with the headphones on, just doing a podcast. No context behind it, nothing. Just let them go.
Oh God, it would be an utter debacle.
I just got so much anxiety just picturing that like I don't feel good.
Your tum
Made you
hurts.
sick. That's
Yeah.
So speaking of elephants, there's another piece of news it's like gone viral lately, and it's interesting because it's a problem that apparently has been going on for quite a while. Have you guys seen these escaped elephants that have been taking on this 300-mile trek across China?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I
know nothing about this. Can you explain?
Of course, I can. Is that my mom's accent? So there's this group of elephants. I think it's like 12 or 14 elephants. And they escaped. I'm trying to see if I have the details here. I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago, right? First thing that happened, China tried to like cover it up. They're like, hasn't happened, not going on. And so they sent these like military blockades to basically clear the path of the elephants ahead of them so people wouldn't see them, but they're elephants. So it took like a couple days. People started catching on. These elephants have now traveled 300 miles from the national park area that they've escaped from. They're Indian elephants. They've caused over $1 million in damage. They're just like napping on the highway and like walking through streets. And the Chinese government is continuing to spend money to basically just clear the path ahead of these elephants to stop them from killing people. And yet they don't seem capable of catching or relocating them or doing anything about it. So the whole situation's pretty hilarious, except unless you're the elephant.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they're trying to protect them. It sounds like to a degree, instead of just like fucking
mowing them down with machine guns. Yeah.
No, of course. Yeah. Sorry, I should be clear. They are very much so trying to look after the elephants. But like, I talked about this, and I have to be careful on the public YouTube. I talked about this on Discord about some of the work that I recently did with elephants. It's not impossible to move elephants or catch them, especially when they're standing around like that. And I kind of understand why they would be spending. My guess is there's not a lot of people in the country of China familiar with elephant translocation, but why not capture and re-release them back into the park or into a more safe park? Why let them continue on this 300-mile journey that they started on June 2nd and just keep clearing the way? It just seems very bizarre.
Well, I mean, come on. Like, we're talking about China here. No offense, and it's just, but I mean, it's not a top priority for them. I'm certain of it. So they're not.
But they're still protecting them. I don't get
but
it.
I mean,
here's my thing. I don't get it. There's this herd of elephant. You could definitely put them back. China certainly has the resources to do it, and yet they're just like clearing the path. And it's sweet that they're looking out for them, but why are they not like translocating them?
Yeah, I mean, probably, but I mean, expense for cost, probably, right?
They've cost over $1 million in damage so far.
How much would it cost to? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I can tell you from personal experience, about $14,000 an elephant.
Interesting. Yeah, that is weird. Then, if
you want specifics, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. $14,206.
Yeah.
Plus tax.
But
yes.
Yeah.
But dude, the picture that Will had up before this one, and then he changed it.
Sleeping.
I had no idea that's how elephants slept. They all lay on their side. They're all laying on the same. Oh no, one's facing the other way. I didn't realize they all kind of cuddle up like that. I've never seen this photo before. This is super cute. Holy shit.
Yeah, really cute. And they're now approaching, I don't remember the name of the city, but a city that has a populace of like 7 million. So.
Wow.
I hope they rampage.
I don't know how that's going to go down.
Just fucking rampage.
Yeah,
what are they going to do when they get to that?
A great reference to an old joke with we know one thing. No elephant is encountering pollution. That's a reference to our attempt to go to China and work on Extinct or Alive, which is very well played, sir.
Nice. I can't believe the Brosters know more than we do about the fucking show. I swear to God. Is that so?
He froze for you too, correct?
Yeah, he's frozen.
I said nothing, assuming that everybody else could hear him, but I couldn't tell.
And there he goes. There he goes.
Gone.
Visually, he's gone too.
It's all right. He'll be back, and he'll be a slightly darker shade of red when he gets back.
But here's
oh wait, there he is. Now we can hear you, Pat. Go ahead.
I'm watching the YouTube. I'm there, and Riverside records the video better than what you.
There's
you guys just
delay.
need to not react to it. You fucking you guys are amateurs.
There is a delay, sir, on YouTube. I believe you will see yourself frozen
He's
in a
definitely
moment.
gonna freeze on YouTube without any doubt. Tell us your story, though. You're back. Tell us your story.
I just was gonna say that BTG, when he came on the podcast, drank about 1.5 gallons of White Russian for us.
No way.
And he got properly buzzed by the end of it. He said he was so goddamn hungover the entire next day. I feel like the Brosners are like a little disconnected from Forrest right now because like he never just drinks a whole gallon of.
Whoa! Challenge accepted. Give me that cream and liqueur right now.
Yes,
dude,
I have dared you to do it.
That podcast, I literally like my stomach hurt from laughing so much. And at first, BTG has these fucking one-liners that are like, I don't know where his brain comes up with this shit. And it's just constant for the whole time. And then as he's doing it, he's getting more and more smashed. By halfway through the podcast, it's just like slurry, hilarious one-liners and great stories. I was like, it's fantastic.
Australians have the most uncanny ability to say ridiculous things that nobody else could ever think of. That make like I was talking. If you've never seen the Honey Badger, you should give him a look. He's a professional rugby player. There's an interview where a guy goes down to him and he says a lot of stuff like this. And he goes like, "Oh, how'd it go on the field there?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, listen, mate, I was busier than a 1-hour bricklayer in Baghdad out there trying to get some meat. And as they threw me the ball, I was sweating like a whore in church." And like he just says these like colloquialisms the entire time without actually saying anything that means anything. And somehow at the end of it, you're like, okay, yep, I get it. I get what he said. He said 400 extra words to communicate the point, but I get it. And it was funny the whole time.
Dude, it's weird how communication works that way. I mean, like you just get the gist of it somehow, even though like the words themselves don't make sense.
Don't mean anything.
There was a lot of that going on the BTG.
Dude, he's great. He's so much fun. I wish he was a full-time patron. I wish we could replace Patrick with him, to be quite honest. He's like a better Patrick.
Well, we're gonna have to replace Patrick with something because he's frozen with a very creepy face on his face.
I just wasn't. I was waiting to see if he reacted or not.
Everything you said.
Listen, there's
one over on me.
There's rolling blackouts happening in LA. All right.
So what else has been going on? Well, you guys. So I was on an expedition this week. It was only a week-long thing. I was in the Pacific Northwest.
What were you doing, mate?
Had some fun. I was on a shoot. Doing a smaller, definitely a less remote, less wild expedition to our typical style. I was investigating a bit of lore and legend that I thought had a biological answer behind it. We had some fun for sure, but the most exciting part of the shoot, I would say, maybe not the most exciting, but the most delicious, was we hit the PNW, Lake Chelan, at a time where the foraging was unbelievable. So we got morels, porcini, cattails, wild spinach, wild onion, rose flower. We fermented our own beer, or a mead, actually, to make Patrick happy. Yeah, so I've never done this before. So we took pine pollen and a few other, like, basically wild spices, put it in this jar, put in brewer's yeast, honey, and water, and left it overnight. And it was like a delicious kombucha that tasted very piney the next day. Drank that, cooked up all the mushrooms. Fishing was bananas crazy. I mean, it was like 1 in every 3 casts I'd catch a beautiful sized cutthroat trout, which were super.
Wow.
Yeah, the meat was so pink and beautiful. I mean, it was just, whew, it was a good trip.
Yeah, I mean, dude, That's fucking amazing. So was it like an exceptionally, was there a lot more than normally would be as far as like when
Yeah.
you're getting the mushrooms and
Like
foraging and all that?
everything, with like hunting, fishing, foraging, there's times where it's on, there's times where it's dead. We just hit it right. It was just on. The mushrooms were fruiting, the pine sprigs were young, like everything was, the fish were biting, like it was cold as shit. I was freezing my balls off up there, but it was it really had everything going on. It was very fun from a wild forage food standpoint.
It's funny. It's interesting because I was in the exact opposite place this past week. I went camping in Joshua Tree National Park, and it's a desert. And really, I mean, like, there's nothing there to forage for. There's some little chipmunks and some trees and a lot of dirt, and it's very hot. But dude, it is amazing because the Joshua trees grow. It's the only place in the world that they grow is there.
Yep.
And there are these funky like trees, and you're just like, so when you have something to look at, that's,
What are you doing in Joshua Tree?
I just went camping there with a couple of buddies out there.
Nice.
No service too, dude, which
Do
is,
you know how old Joshua trees get?
I don't. How old?
Did you know that they were an old tree?
I knew they were an old tree, but I don't know how old.
They get to 1,000 years old. They're one of the oldest living creatures in the world.
Dude,
they don't compare to the Bristlecone Pine, which are also found in California.
Correct.
A lot of them are up in Inyo National Forest, about 4 hours north of LA, over 5,000 years old. They kind of look like Joshua trees. They're not very tall. They're kind of twisty Tim Burton type trees, but
they are very Tim Burton trees.
Fucking years old. Hey, look, there's someone named,
got me in stitches, man. People are fucking hilarious.
Well, there's someone named Hunter Biden in the chat. I don't think it's the real one.
It is.
It could be.
It is. But he keeps talking about Parm. Pat do less Parm. Do you think he was on Parm? Does anyone know what the fuck he's talking about?
Parmesan cheese, man. The very first thing he posted, I was monitoring, was what are your favorite 3 cheeses? And then after that, he just kept saying Parmesan, Parmesan, Parmesan.
That's not bizarre at all.
Listen, man, people are weird, including us. So fuck it.
Meth. Okay.
Parmesan is.
I love it. I love it.
Parmesan is not a good cheese. I'm sorry. It's not.
Well, it's good on things, but it's not like you can just. I mean, take a bite of it, right?
Correct.
Let me explain
he
to you.
might fucking find us.
I know
Go ahead, Pat.
to hear about stories and just drink and whatever. But I'm gonna tell you a tip here. Parmesan cheese is very here's the proper use of it. You get shredded parm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the grated kind, shredded. Put it on any sort of Italian dish you're making, whether it's meatballs, a lasagna. If you do it on a pizza, it's going to kind of dominate. But what you do is you put a layer of Parmesan cheese on the top.
Okay.
And then you broil it. You broil it and you put it right as close to the broiler as possible, where the heat's coming down from the top, to where it bubbles up. And you want to let it get really bubbly, where it almost looks like it has smallpox, right? So the whole thing's bubbled up. And then you kill the broiler, and you want it even a little black. And something about the way that fucking, I don't know if it caramelizes or whatever it is, but that broiled Parmesan layer on the top of any Italian dish takes it from a 6 to a 9.5.
So in other words, what I'm hearing is Hunter Biden, he knows you. He gets you. You just did a 3-minute explanation of Parmesan cheese, and he's just been saying Patrick Parm. And you knew about it. So
it worked.
Here.
Yeah.
Have you ever had cheese curds? Have either of you ever had cheese curds?
Yeah, man.
What is a cheese curd? What is a cheese curd?
Is it cottage
I've
cheese?
eaten it. No, I've had it. I had it when I was in Chicago. I had it the same day I had deep dish pizza, and I hated both of them.
Oh,
the fact
no.
that I ate them on the same day.
See, cheese curds are delicious for us.
What is it though?
It's an unaged of the cheese making process, right? So they haven't taken up flavor yet. And I think that the curds that you get are usually taken from a really young cheddar. So they haven't taken on the aging develop that specific flavor. So it's like it's like eating a fetus of cheese. Cheese curd.
It's the veal of cheese.
All right, real quick, top 3 DFL cheeses. Go, Forrest, go.
Ooh, good call.
Okay.
Good
top
call.
three. Number 1, Camembert for sure.
Get the
I don't know
fuck!
if
No, that's not even a real cheese. That's not
Yes,
a
it is.
word.
It's like a
Camembert.
brie, but a little bit blue. It's like a stinky brie.
It's a nice cheese. It's a
Okay.
nice cheese. Yeah.
Sticky
Great.
brie.
I
All
love
right.
it. That's why I know it. That was at the top 3. I fucked up because I didn't start at 3 because you put me on the spot. Number
It's okay.
2, smoked
Now you know what I
Gouda.
feel like. Ooh,
Love
smoked
me
Gouda.
some smoked Gouda. Yeah, smoked Gouda is a treat.
Okay. Okay.
Number 3. Yeah, just number 3, chèvre. You know, the goat cheese.
Okay. Goat
Yeah,
cheese.
love it.
And dead
Delicious.
fucking last.
Feta cheese. It's a joke.
Oh, what a
Feta is
dickhead.
Yeah, terrible. Pat,
That is a joke.
top 3 DFL cheeses. Go, mate. Go.
3 is going to be a Dutch Gouda. I don't mean to sound bougie. I've been to Amsterdam. I had a friend who went to Amsterdam and brought me back
Okay, can someone just quote, I don't mean to sound bougie, I've been to Amsterdam. Those were the exact sequence in which he said the words.
Those were.
Dutch Gouda.
So, no, but
Only
the
Dutch, though.
listen, you motherfucker.
All right, I'm listening.
The way they do in the Deutschland, they age it and it develops these salt crystals that you can see. It's salty. Oh, it's so fucking good. That's 3.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm going to go number 2. You know what? I'm going to go with this is crazy. This is me getting, I'm going to go with a mild cheddar. I used to love it. I find mild cheddar to be more snackable now because you can eat, it doesn't offend the tongue as much.
It's not offensive to the tongue.
Yeah.
When you
and
take
of course,
your dentures out and suck on a nice cube of mild cheddar.
yeah, exactly.
It's the most, yeah.
Hang on.
What else?
Hang on. Number 1. You're going to go with a good scamorza, a good mozzarella. I mean, of course, it goes on pizza. Yeah. It goes on all.
It's great.
It's snackable. The caprese is the fucking best salad. It's just cheese and tomato. Correct. Mozzarella is probably number 1 food I couldn't live without. Retep?
Wow. Dead fucking last.
What do you call?
Oh,
hold on, real quick. What do you call it's like when it's in mozzarella, but it's in a ball and it's super soft in the center?
Burrata.
Ooh,
I could eat burrata like an apple. That should have been my number 1.
Anyway. Next time we're together, I want to watch you eat burrata like an apple.
Like an apple.
All right, and what's
on the beard?
What's your dead fucking last, Pat? I'm excited about this.
Oh man, the crazy thing is,
of things.
I love all cheeses. You know what? I'll tell you what. And I used to love this cheese more than anything. Provolone. Here's why.
Wow.
I went on a trip with some friends, and we went to Costco because we got this big Airbnb, and we were like, look, we're gonna be drunk every night. Let's get like a bunch of like English muffins and a bunch of provolone and a bunch of tomato sauce so that we can just make like pizza bagels at 4 a.m. every night.
Smart.
Which we did. And I would wake up every morning and the entire house was draped in this mushroom cloud of provolone stink. And it's completely like I can't eat provolone anymore.
You guys missed a very, very delicious and amazing cheese, and I can't believe it. Fucking Munster. No, Munster cheese is delicious.
It's good.
It's so fucking good. It's unique.
I hadn't even considered it.
I'm going to go Munster sharp cheddar because I got to get that zing. And then fucking number 1, string cheese, which is technically mozzarella.
You cannot say that. That's not even like, are you an adult?
No, I'm not.
You
can buy a 100 pack of string cheese. You can buy a 100 pack of string cheese from Costco, and I will eat it in 1 week. I'll tell you that much, sir.
That's insane. What you
am I
said.
dead?
What's your DFL?
Blue cheese is literally.
I like a blue cheese.
It's literally like what you scrape off the underside of a toilet bowl seat.
By the way,
delicious.
It's because Jocelyn Vezen says DFL Velveeta. She is correct. That is definitely the DFL.
I don't know.
DTF.
I like me a little melted Velveeta on some chips. That's good.
What? So you got your shrooms, your fucking hand-picked truffle that you harvested, some venison that a buddy gave you, your elk from Joe Rogan, and then just a bowl of melted Velveeta. That's the meal.
I mean, once in a while, not every day. You ever just take yourself some noodles, throw a bar of Velveeta in there, call it mac and cheese? It's a treat.
Yes, whilst drunk all the time. It's a go-to.
Oh man,
I
haven't
haven't.
sat around and bullshit. Last week was kind of stressful. It was like everything was like rushed in what we were doing. Now I'm just sitting here. I'm on my second drink. It's good whiskey. This is good.
That's great.
Time.
I've been feeling fucking like good this past couple days. Relaxed, fucking nice. Not angry. Not as angry as usual.
Retep, 1 to 10. What's your stress level?
Well, the text convo that we had going yesterday raised it up a little to probably like a 6. But shortly after, it was right back down to a 1 or 2. And it was the first time ever Pat has apologized to anyone in his entire life.
No, that's not true. I've had Patrick explode at me and apologize 5 minutes later. A couple different times.
A couple different times.
Yeah.
I've never ever in my life for more than 6 minutes. But in the 6 I'm mad, I'm a fucking Tasmanian devil.
You're terrifying.
It's
quite frankly.
You can break my nose and I won't stay.
The guys that work for us get so scared of Patrick, I think they start shaking. And I like sit there kind of smirking, laughing. And then 3 minutes later, he's back to completely normal. And they're still terrified. And I like, it's like you, Retep. It's like I don't even notice it.
Well,
But we have these guys that work with us. And I've seen it because Patrick turns red in the face, too. And he gets so angry. And people like cower in fear of him. And I mean, I actually get a little nervous. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then 3 minutes later, it's gone. But everybody else still stays scared. It's really funny to be around.
It's literally, well, dude, you and me, like even in the text thread that was happening when he exploded, you and Will both were doing what you just said via text, though, like kind of chuckling about it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, because it's funny because you know that it'll be over in 5 minutes. Sure. And then he texts like, sorry, stressful situation. Sorry. Well, and of course I've known him for decades, so I know too. Like
you handle because you then side texted me and it started with "I love you, bro," but come on, blah 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 blah, and I was like, perfect reason to be done with this.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because you didn't handle it like a steroid gorilla like you usually do.
No, I definitely did, but it is what it is. I mean, fucking, it's not like when you're a fucking male full of fucking thriving testosterone coursing through your veins, ripped and handsome like me, you don't just take shit from people in a group text, dude. You can't. You can't.
Things inaccurate about that statement. Like there are just so many inaccuracies in that statement. It's hard.
You're drunk, Forrest. Get off.
I am drunk.
Wait, so Forrest, real quick, will you be able to talk on the bonus podcast on Patreon about where you just were?
Yeah. Look, there's not a single executive at Discovery Channel that's subscribing to our Patreon. They won't do it. They'll do everything in their power to not give Patrick and I money. They're not going to subscribe to our Patreon. So I will talk. I'll talk your ear off about what we're doing over on the old private page. No problems.
I love that after you mentioned how BTG got shit-faced, hammered. Forrest immediately poured another drink and now he's shit-faced.
Yeah, he did.
True. That probably subconsciously really pissed me off to the point of
he
drink more.
He went from drinking a White Claw to pouring himself 3 fingers of unknown, mysterious moonshine.
Dude, I just had a hard cackle at Hunter Biden in the chat. Retep ate an entire school of neon tetras at Petco the other night. It's the most fucking random, ridiculous, hilarious thing.
Dude, there's very few things that make that sinister laugh, which really comes from the diaphragm. Good job, Hunter Biden. That's a good joke.
A hearty laugh.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, Forrest.
Go ahead. No, go.
I was going to go to the Battle Royale. It sounded like you had something you wanted to... Mate.
Yeah, I did. I was going to say, Will, why don't you pop on for a little game of Fact or Fiction? Haven't played in a while. I know you've got a bunch of them lined up. It's been a hot sec. I don't think any of us have taken the time to read the show doc. So why don't we play a little Fact or Fiction if WT will
love it
for it.
He's here. Here he is. We can't hear you, Will.
Guy.
You're muted.
Right.
You're muted. Unmute. Yeah. There you are.
He moved to Boulder and his brain went to shh.
Dude.
Still not in Boulder. I'm in New Jersey. I have 3 shirts and a suit for a wedding and nothing else.
This is the longest move in human history. It is taking
this
you
wedding
3
fucked
months to
me
move.
up. I didn't want to. I would have had to go back and then go back for a wedding, then go back again. It's just like bullshit. So I'm staying here.
Okay.
I'm moving in 2 weeks though.
Well, is you're the guy who says he's moving away, so that every time you go,
Yeah.
it's good.
100%. That's
Boulder
a
ASAP.
lowbrow move, Will. That is a
Everything I
lowbrow
own is
move.
in Boulder. Everything I own is there. So. I got
My
3
wallet's
shirts.
there too, guys. I mean, whatever, you know. If we go out,
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
fine. But my wallet's in Boulder.
But it's
Guys,
also my last.
People are.
Yeah. Yeah. What a terrible human being WT Willie is. Will, let's go. Fact or fiction? What do you got lined up? Let's
Wait,
play the
Pat,
game.
or hang on one sec. People want to know if there's going to be a giveaway for us. And since you're hammered, I feel like you'll give away even your egg behind you or just cash
Anything. Just
or
name
something.
It. It's yours. Just
What-
name
what-
it. You can have it.
We'll give you something. I don't know. How does that even work? Fact or fiction? They guess it first?
No, that couldn't work.
It's gonna be so. It's only 2 answers. So.
All
No,
right.
I think
figure
we should
something
give
out.
But let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. What should we give away? We could do
Your book.
We could
a
do a
book.
book if you haven't got a copy yet. We could
Where's my
do-
copy, by the way?
Can I enter into that raffle? Because I've heard that I mentioned in it. My
yeah.
my 9-year-old niece bought it and received one yet. You cunt.
You need a signed copy. in
smell a
fairness.
lawsuit
You don't
coming on.
just get- yeah, that's fair. You do need a book. Patrick, you need a book.
I'll
We
tell
can
you
give
what
away a
we
book.
need.
We can give away a book, sunglasses.
Loved it,
while
by the way.
booth- Did she?
Let's do a book.
Actually?
Yeah, let's do it. My niece Danny, she might be actually. She's probably like 11. I don't remember anymore. But she loved the book.
I write at a 9-year-old level, so that it's somewhere
Of course.
in that ballpark.
Why don't we do a signed book for us? Let's give away one more
do it.
book.
A signed
Yep.
book? Holy shit. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, that's big.
It's
time.
amazing.
Get more of those
Signed book, let's
bookmarks
go.
made too. Permission, licensing to make more of those Lemley bookmarks. They are amazing.
Well, Broen Roberts, who is the genius behind the bookmark, said he's going to send us a couple. Press.
He also
So he's
said
going to send
bookmark
us some.
giveaway, I got extras on the chat, so he's in.
Okay, so boom.
Fuck
Here we
yeah.
go. Signed book with Broen Roberts, Neil Waters bookmark, thylacine / Lemley the cat.
I want to fucking. How do I enter? This
yeah,
is.
I want one of those too. So.
You can't. You can't.
All right, I
None of
can't.
you.
All right, what do we got? Let's go.
Alrighty, it's been a while. My chops here.
Well, you don't still have your fucking mic.
Yeah, you sound like you live in a washing machine.
Am I
You
quiet?
sound like you're broadcasting live
You
from a
gotta-
sperm whale's
You
anus.
gotta switch your input. Well,
On the Yeti stereo, baby.
All right, just out with it.
fuck
Scream.
it. Fuck it.
It sounded like you were saying something you weren't.
Now he's muted.
Oh man,
No, we can't hear you at all.
Man. He
Wait,
is-
hold on.
Forrest.
You guys hear this?
Forrest. Forrest's hair is all bad now. Like he is just disheveled because of what
Well, you're ruining my night.
Oh my goodness.
he was.
Can't hear him.
Man,
Why'd
we
we
couldn't
have
hear
to
him.
talk
Why'd you have
about
to
his
mention the
speakers?
fucking?
Yep, we shouldn't have done it.
That was good. It's good.
It's not good. This is bad. We are amateurs at this.
Well, you
All
guys
right.
are.
Well, we can move forward. We don't have to do fact or fiction this evening, unless Will can get back into the show.
No, Will, look at him. I can see. He's like, no, don't go. Will, switch your audio again.
I feel very sorry for all of the Brosners.
Hold on. Here he is.
Should
No,
not. It's good entertainment.
Will. Now we can't hear him.
All right, here we go.
That's great. Forrest is drunk. Retep apparently ate neon tetras. Okay, go ahead. What are we doing?
Ready?
Yeah.
One fact or fiction.
Okay, here we go.
With lumen.
Did he
Now
just
Patrick's
fall over?
frozen. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah. Dude, everybody, it's the apocalypse in LA, okay? It's 200 degrees here. Heat's not working. Fucking Forrest is getting texts from AT. Pat, you there?
Wait. Yes, I'm here. Everyone can hear me.
Okay. Start over.
There is a beetle. There is a beetle with luminescence so bright that it's been used to light emergency surgeries in the wild. Fact or fiction? Forrest, you're first. Go.
Go.
Okay,
Forrest
go.
is first.
Okay.
Based on Fern Gully, I'm gonna go fact.
Based on absolutely nothing, I'm gonna go fiction, sir.
The answer is this is true.
Fiction.
This is true. This is a fact.
Righty. I'm trying
To be used.
This is brutal.
Forrest is drunk. Pat is cutting in and out. Will can't use a mic. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with me. My camera looks great.
You're a treat to be around.
I'm a real treat.
Patrick, I think nobody's getting it. Nobody on the.
All right.
Too. This is
Our shit together.
Cut it short.
This is nightmarish.
People are loving it. People are loving it. All right. Forrest looks high rather than drunk.
Hey, Dirty, why don't you tone it down a second?
So we are going to give away the signed book with the bookmark somehow. It'll be on Instagram. Maybe we'll do some kind of fucking fact or fiction on the Instagram. How about that? Maybe, or something. We'll figure it out.
We'll do a giveaway. Patrick's frozen. It's just Retep and I here. Tune in for the next one. Or no, how do we do giveaways, Retep? Do we just pick someone at random that's here? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, it's different depending on the game that we play. So,
Funniest joke? I mean,
funniest joke, best review, best shit.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
This seems weird.
Well, that's because you're drunk and
giveaway.
or high.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it right now. Right now. Okay? In the chat, write down something negative about Patrick, and we'll pick the funniest one, and you win a book. Go. I'm going to read them out loud as we go. This is what we're doing.
Okay.
This is how we're giving. It's my book. I can give them away any way I like. This is not a participation trophy kind of situation.
Okay, I love this.
You got to write something negative about Patrick, and you potentially could win a book. Innis to Winnis leads the way with his first hilarious comment, his choice in Friends. That is very funny.
Oh, shit.
Edwin J said Patrick eats pizza with a fork. That is incredibly insulting. Pat smells. Nah, that's kind of weak. Patrick has the temperament of a second grader. Very true. Patrick's room looks like he's a set of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. True, we've heard it before. His art skills are that of a no. Patrick is tacky and I hate him. Yeah, that makes all of us. Pat is as meager and strange as a star-faced mole rat. Very good. Oh, damn winner right there. I am predicting a Matt McHugh win. Okay, come on, guys. Let's stay true here. He's having testicle difficulties. Oh, boy. Geez, these are not Papa P anymore. It's Papa Elvin the Chipmunk. Bros, I've been listening to your podcast. Like, come on. Patrick rotates the square of his Tetris. Patrick seems like he's totally clueless and trying to catch up. Patrick can only bench 70-pound dumbbells. Patrick wants to be Forrest. Pat is a legend. Chicken skin. Chicken skin's really funny. Pat's mom is a nice lady. The only cheese Pat enjoys more than Parm is cheese that percolates on his forehead in his human cheese head. I like that he dropped.
Pat, welcome back.
I've been here the whole time, assholes.
I hope you're hearing these. These are so good.
Trenton Spencer. Pat's brains are in his muscles. Patrick looks like a crappy off-brand Coyote Peterson from Kristen James. Alexander Bauer. Patrick will spend $500 to find the perfect pizza, but won't spend more than $10 on a mic.
Patrick
Daniel
swims
Cool.
with his shirt on because he's self-conscious about his muffin top. Is really funny as well.
I've done that. Fuck. Pat, how you feeling?
Good.
Pat, how you feeling?
I like all of these. Potato chips is funny. Microquatics. Yeah, they're just going hard at me here.
Patrick has Mexican internet. I don't know about that one.
Kevin Kitts, Pat is what blobfish think when they imagine something ugly.
Pat, all right, here's my winner. I picked it. It's the most insulting thing you can say to an alpha male. Patrick sits when he pees. Mason Kleist, you just won the book. Signed copy. Is that Mason, Zookeeper Mason? It is, isn't it?
It is, in fact, yeah.
Mason, you just won a copy of the book. Patrick definitely sits when he pees. I've heard it. You know, you can tell when a man's peeing. You can hear it through the other door. Patrick goes into the bathroom, silence. He's obviously sitting when he pees. I think that's hilarious. You're winning a signed copy of the book. You deserve it. You're a great guy. Patrick, I don't know if you heard how we set this up, but
I heard every fucking thing, by the way. The problem is with this app. It is not with me or my Wi-Fi. I refuse to believe it.
that's
Well,
fair.
Everybody, Brosners, please go to Patrick's personal Instagram and leave these comments on every post on his Instagram. That'll be fantastic for all of us to read and enjoy. Pat, you've come back. You look great, kind of, with a nice lens flare and a very loud portable AC unit in the background. Forrest, you're shit-faced. Anything else before I do the out?
Nah. Oh, tell the thing, the Discord thing, and no, not Discord. What's the other thing? Patreon.
That's
nothing.
the out, Forrest.
He knows nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna go back to my whiskey. Good night, you guys.
Good God.
Guys, Pat, anything? You good?
I just can't wait to hear you botch this.
I never botch it. Everybody, thank you for joining us. It's so
look,
much.
We're getting a lot of comments about Battle Royale.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Yeah,
we
gotta
gotta
do Battle Royale.
By the way, this was the Patreon submission from Jennifer Bear.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Good. Let's hear it.
Battle Royale idea.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Battle Royale.
This is a fucking mess. I love it.
I gotta get my pen.
You're each in an arena to the death with an animal. You get to choose your and one animal companion to help you fight. Here's the twist. You get to choose the opponent each of the other bros. Opponents must extant only, snake draft. Good luck, gents.
Oh my goodness.
And so, just to be clear, am I picking one opponent animal that you each get, or one each?
I have
Pat?
no idea.
So you get to choose yourself one weapon, one animal companion to help you fight. Here's a twist. You get to choose the opponent animal for each of the other bros.
Got it. So it's four picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Four picks.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're not that drunk. Okay, good. Patrick, you set it up. Who goes first?
Retep's gonna go first this time.
Well, your guys is animal
It's a recipe for failure.
Valero 0237. I picked Pat's Wi-Fi for your guys' animal and weapon. No. All right. So my animal. So I get one weapon and an animal. All right. My weapon is going to be. God damn it! I can't go first. Just a giant fucking machine gun. All right, I got a machine gun. That's valid,
Very
right?
Original.
Okay. Very original. Okay, and all right, so I have to pick. That's it. That's all I pick, right? Right now?
You only get one pick for fucking a year and a half at this point. Okay.
Sort of processing this.
Forrest, you're up next. Go
Okay.
for it.
All right, I'll go for a pick. My battle animal is going to be a silverback gorilla. My companion, silverback gorilla.
And I feel like you always go silverback.
I do. I want one to fight for me.
Okay.
You're up.
I'm unclear on what these other. One to help me fight. I get one weapon. I don't know what the other two are doing.
Yeah. Do we fight? Are we pick? I thought we were picking each
Come
other's
on, this
animals.
is getting messy. So, your companion animal is an animal that's going to fight on your team. You get a weapon. I don't believe it's an animal, just a weapon. Retep picks a machine gun, and then you pick the third compatriot to the other two teams. So in other words, Retep picks machine gun.
You have
then
to
he
add
picks-
one.
Exactly. Then
Got
you
it.
add to Retep's team, and you add to my team.
Understood.
Yep.
Okay. What I'm going to do is something really sinister and shitty for my first pick here.
Okay.
I'm going to add a sidewinder to Retep's team.
Nice.
The reason being is they're very squirrely snakes. They're very hard to control. They're very hard to kill. There's no way you're going to be able to train it to do anything good. I could have gone with a more venomous snake, but I like the Sidewinder because I just feel like the way it moves is going to scare you, Retep, and give you a lot of anxiety. You will have a Sidewinder snake on your team. Next, I'm going to pick my weapon.
Okay.
I'm going to take a Viking Warhammer.
Ooh, that's nice.
Now, there's a reason why I want this. It's about a 10-pound block of steel on the end of a piece of wood. One side's got a big spike. The other side has basically what looks like a hammer and mallet. I feel like I could do a lot of damage with that. I'm going to be very encouraged by the medieval nature of my weapon, which is going to really bring out the temper and the worst in me. And I think that's going to be a good start for me. So Retep's already dead from the Sidewinder. I have a Viking Warhammer.
I have a machine gun, mate. I've killed my Sidewinder and all of your animals. And myself.
It already jams, so you're fucked.
All right. Retep, you go again for another pick.
I do.
No, wait,
okay.
me. Sorry, me. You went first.
Do you know how a fucking snake draft works, Forrest?
Apparently not, dude. Apparently not. Okay.
Come on, guys. Get it together. That's my fucking bit.
I've got my companion animal, my weapon of choice, the thing that I'm going to use to combat you guys. Very simple, very clean. I know how cat-like my reflexes are.
Yep.
I don't need a warhammer. I'm not compensating like Retep. I don't need a machine gun. I just have a lightsaber. Just a nice lightsaber. Gonna cut through everything like butter, deflect Retep's machine gun advances. Your warhammer will do nothing against it. Lightsaber.
Okay. All right.
Didn't know we were doing fake weapons. So
okay. Is it my turn again now?
It is.
Draft is?
Let's go.
So what do I got to do here? Pick an animal? All right. So I'm going to pick an animal that will rip Pat's face off because nobody likes it. It's very angry. It's terrible. He looks very grumpy. I'm going to give him a chimp because he'll have no control over this thing. He's going to think that he's trained it and that he has control, and then it's just going to turn around and rip his face off.
They'll do that. They will do that.
They will do that, yeah.
Typically, it will be the genitals first, so good pick either way.
Yeah.
Nice pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I get it. I have another pick. It's an animal for myself. Hold on. I'm Googling. Calm down.
He's Googling what is animals, ?
No, he wrote what is animal.
Animal. All right. So now I need an animal that will wield my fucking machine gun and spray everything with it. Does it have to wield or is it just my companion?
Nope. However you want.
All right. You're going to take.
Legit idiot. You're a dumb person.
I'm not a dumb person. Let's stay positive here, Pat.
All right, you're right. Sorry.
I know it's hot. I know you've been having some tech troubles.
You're a legit dumb person.
Just calm down. I'm not.
You're
dumb.
right. Thank you for your positivity. You're correct. You're smart.
Okay. So my animal that I will fight alongside of is going to be a fucking hippopotamus. Okay. That's it. I'm just going to have it next to me. I'll have a machine gun and I'm going to ride a hippopotamus. Fuck off.
Machine gun and a hippo. You're it's pretty good. You're
Pablo Escobar, motherfucker. That's who I am.
I'm just going to say you're basically Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's what you're basing it after. All right, Forrest, what are you adding?
Let's see. So I got a silverback gorilla on my team. I'm wielding a lightsaber like a fucking pro, making Luke Skywalker look like a little bitch.
Yeah, you're basically dancing with a
I
lightsaber.
am, but it's like the ribbon dance where it's really mesmerizing.
It's beautiful.
And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give Patrick a creature. Retep's got, Retep has got a Sidewinder. He's already dead. Patrick has a chimp. Maybe he masters the chimp. Maybe not. So in case he does not, what just happened?
Things are crashing down around me.
Yeah, I heard that.
LA is on
furniture's
fire,
falling.
dude.
Yeah. So I'm going to give Patrick a very adorable bunny rabbit as a companion because I know Patrick and you might think that he's tough, you might think that he's hard because he always shows up in a tank top and a backwards cap. If he sees that bunny rabbit get killed by Retep's machine gun or my lightsaber, he's going to break down emotionally. And once he's destroyed emotionally, he's done. That's it. I've won at that point. So he gets an adorable little bunny rabbit.
He's gonna get very angry for 3 or 4 minutes, and then he's gonna cry and pet the bunny and cower in the corner.
No, it's emotional terrorism. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, I'm gonna see that move, and I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna give Forrest his animal. Now I've given Retep a Sidewinder that's gonna attack him violently and undo him.
Okay.
Forrest, I'm going to give you one moth. Now here's why.
One moth.
The moth is meant to sort of. You're going to be so confused by why I've given you this moth in a jar. You're going to open the jar and it's going to fly away, and you're going to realize that I must have some plan that is so perfect that I was willing to moth. It's going to crush emotionally, mentally. It's going to put you into a full-on tailspin, and you're just going to sit down, cross your legs, my squad to come kill you.
And you think I'm the drunk one in this game? Okay, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Realistic thing that I'm doing there, it's going to win me the game. And
different approach.
yeah, and then that I'm going to have with me to do this, but I'm also going to have a moth on my team.
This is so confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on, but
I've never Battle Royale as much as I like it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking on a hippo with a machine gun, and there's a sidewinder.
Here's the problem. We always take the same animals. We've been called out for it. We're always taking gorillas, African bull elephants, black mambas, and
Maybe
hippos.
a little more preparation next time.
First, you can't take a bull elephant.
No, I couldn't. That's why I went gorilla, and it was
My favorite part of this battle royale is going to be Forrest trying to repeat.
I got it. I know how to do it. No, I know how to do it. I've
right.
been thinking about it since we started. So, Retep, let's just get through this because it's a goddamn mess.
Wait,
you have to
it was
assign me an animal. I have to assign you an animal. Then we're done.
Okay. So is it
Patrick,
me or
what
you?
was your animal? Your animal was a moth?
Moth for me and a moth for you in a jar, please.
Christ almighty.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So is it you next or me finally?
You go.
All right, so I am going to assign Forrest a fucking hornet's nest. Fuck off, mate.
Oh, that's okay.
I like the expedience there, sir. Well done, very fast.
Yeah, no, that was well handled. So you have a hippo, you have a machine gun, you've got a sidewinder on the ground, likely stomped by your hippo. Nothing scares a hippo. What am I gonna? I'm just gonna. You know what, Retep? You just get a rabid honey badger, just on your team, just pissed off, angry honey badger.
He's gonna ride the hippo with me, baby.
Maybe you might just kill us all with him.
Fuck
on your team.
it!
Yep, you might just kill us all. You might get eaten by him. I don't know. But here's how it breaks down. Give us a vote, guys. Retep has on his squad. He's riding a hippo. He's got a machine gun, and combating him is a rabid honey badger gifted by me and a chimp gifted. God damn it, that's not right.
A sidewinder.
A sidewinder, I'm sorry. A sidewinder gifted by Pat. Patrick over here is wielding a Viking warhammer. For some unknown reason to both him and everybody else here, he's got a moth as his fighting companion.
Is that a pen in your hand, Pat?
Pencil.
It's me. I was clicking. He has been assigned an adorable bunny rabbit because if he sees it killed, it's going to emotionally destroy him. He's also got a chimpanzee that could rip him to shreds. Yep. I, on the other hand, have a silverback gorilla that is going to be wielding a lightsaber and killing everything.
Silverback gorilla? What's a silverback gorilla?
It's a very well-behaved gorilla that works in a Senate office.
Silverback.
And what the hell do I have? I have a moth in a jar, and what did you assign me, Retep?
I gave you a fucking hornet's nest, mate.
And a hornet's nest.
Ooh,
yeah,
lots of stings.
It's very confusing. I don't know how this one works. The four was very off.
It was so hard.
102 people are still watching this. Let us know who won the battle royale. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna sign that book. Don't forget about it.
And we should also send one to Jenna Faber because this battle royale was a fucking mess. And her Patreon perk as being a honorary broologist.
We tried. We just didn't understand the four.
We're not smart people.
Too hot out.
It's hot out. Like, we're not very clever. Do the thing, Retep.
I'm great. I obviously won. I'm fucking riding a hippo with a machine gun with a fucking honey badger on back as well. Bat, put your pencil down. Everybody else, pick your pencils up and write down thewildtimespodcast.com/info for all the links. thewildtimespodcast.com/Patreon if you want to support the show. We post fucking 4 or 5 times a week. There is a ton of shit on there. I think there's 23 posts on there, including extra podcasts where me and Pat did one years ago, and we're fucking releasing those. And then
behind the scenes shit. The behind the scenes shit's huge.
there's deleted scenes from Extinct or Alive and behind the scenes shit from Forest Current excursions. There's all kinds of shit on there. If you join, one tier even has a fucking voicemail number. You can leave voicemails for us. We'll play them on air. Other shit, all kinds of shit. Let's go to the wildtimespodcast.com/info to find all the links to everything. Listen everywhere. This has been a fucking colossal mess, and I fucking love it. I'm going to try this. You ready, everybody?
Yep. Yeah, let's hear it.
Is this working? Can you hear this?
It is.
Okay. Now hold on while I stop the recording. We love you, Brosters.
Love you guys. Don't call me meager though. It's not nice.
You're not meager.
Nobody likes that.